You don't get to tell me that I'm imperfect because of it. Because if we're really being honest, you wouldn't know perfect if it knocked on your front door. Last time you guys saw me, I was in my apartment. So yeah, I moved. But welcome back to the channel. I've missed you guys. And I see there's a lot of questions in this inbox. So we're going to jump right on into it. First question says, hey, Obio, thanks for creating the space and being honest and authentic. I'm a gay black Christian from the South as well, South Carolina. My fiance is from South Carolina. Wait, do you guys know I'm engaged? So I'm a gay black Christian from the South as well, South Carolina. So similar upbringing. My grandfather is still a pastor and I didn't have a coming out moment with him. I'm glad yours with your grandmother went positive. Thank you. That's a blessing. My granddad found out I was gay by someone telling him from my Facebook post, and he called me and told me I was going to get fired from my teaching job. He meant well. Since then, he doesn't bring it up and treats me with kindness like nothing happened. My grandfather and I were close, but I don't talk to him as much these days because I feel shame in his presence. And when I came out to my mom, she rebuked me. We're much better now. She's come a long way. We grew up Pentecostal, so it wasn't easy for either of us. Whew. My question is, how do you deal with your faith and your sexual orientation? Do you feel like it's possible for Christ to be pleased with you being queer and open about it? Or do you believe that Christ loves you in spite of your queerness that is sinful? This is a question that has taken me a long journey of self-acceptance. Sorry for the long email. Thanks. This is a tough one. And tough because there's going to be a good amount of people who are just going to shame you. First thing I want to say, and this needs to be said, do not allow people to use their religion as a scapegoat to be homophobic. A lot of people don't even contextualize their homophobia. They just are homophobic and feel like it's easiest to be homophobic when you are using religion. Second of all, don't let anybody make you qualify your relationship with anybody. God ain't no different. So many times people are told to qualify their relationship with partners, friends, teachers, ideas, whatever the things are, and you get to choose. And I don't think religion is any different. In this case, you ask, how do I contextualize my reality with my faith? But I think for me, I know that this is how I am. This is who I was created to be. Now, I recognize that some people see value in self-suppression. I don't. And the God that I have contextualized in my brain doesn't either. I can't imagine a world in which you would create me away and then tell me to live my life rejecting it. I also look at the world around me, and I have never asked anyone to qualify their relationship with Christ. I've never said, how do you think that God still likes you in the midst of doing things that we have, whether socially, biblically, in our own personal whatevers with judgment, have put on anybody else. I've never asked you to qualify it, even in the midst of doing those things. But for some reason, because I am gay, I'm now put in that position. Now, this is no offense to your grandfather and your mom in any way, shape, or form, but I'm assuming that they are not perfect. And so in their imperfection, I'm also assuming they don't get to qualify what perfect looks like because they are imperfect. So as a gay man, you don't get to tell me that I'm imperfect because of it. Because if we're really being honest, you wouldn't know perfect if it knocked on your front door. So to address the second part of your question, you said, do you feel like it's possible for Christ to be pleased with me being queer and open about it? Yes. If anything, I feel like Christ would be displeased if I was not open about it. I think my life did not begin until I was open about who I am, because God created me to be, not to suppress, not to hide, but to be. And I wasn't able to be because I allowed so many people to tell me that who I am wasn't good enough, wasn't qualified enough, was never going to be anything. And because I internalized that rhetoric, which in reality, people who say those things want you to internalize it. And because I allowed them to win, I allowed people to win and get in the way of my relationship, it became a catalyst for more shame, negative thinking, just my life, my quality of life just was not good. But it was when I decided to open my heart to allow me in it. Imagine having this big old heart and the only person who's not in it is yourself. You put your family in it, your friends in it, your colleagues, hell, you even put strangers in it. But for some reason, you always left yourself out. And I said, I'm no longer leaving myself out of my love. I'm going to give it to me too. And when I did, life, it finally began. So my advice to anybody who is struggling with their faith and their sexual orientation, slow down. Slow it down. You're listening to everybody else around you. What do you feel? What are you experiencing? Right? What are you hearing? If you're in your word, what are you hearing? What are you reading? What is the context in which you are ingesting? And that's what you prioritize. And if it doesn't fit, hey, maybe it's not for you. Maybe there's other ways to center and ground yourself. But if you feel seen and heard by who God is, I don't see a world in which God can't see and hear you back. I love the question, though, because I love that queer men are trying to interrogate how to feel safe, right? Because I think we have been told an avenue for safety that may or may not apply to us, right? We've been told since we were kids to just lean on Jesus. Jesus will come. Hallelujah. Oh, Jesus. Ooh, Jesus. Yeah, Jesus. Yeah, Jesus. You've been told so long that this is your avenue to safety. This is how you get there. And I love that we are having active conversations about, actually, does this work for me? And really going to the roots. Like, does this work for me? And I told you guys this before, but I told God when I was in college, hey, I'm gonna holler at you. I don't think it's any space for me. I'm interacting with my sexuality. I like guys. I'm feeling a little more strong and bold in it. I already know it. And I might have said goodbye to God, but God didn't say goodbye to me. That's my story, and I think you have to prioritize what your story looks like and understand there's no shame or blame in being who you are. The rejection of self feels like a rejection of Christ to me, because if that was the case, if God wanted me to be something else, wouldn't he have made me something else? That's just my perspective. But you asked. I just don't think that specifically Black gay men have to feel stuck in their faith journey. I just don't think that you have to feel so much shame to then possibly feel loved. And I get that for so long, people have said they loved you, but just continuously shamed you. But that does not have to be your experience. You just really do not. So if I don't say anything else, I would love a world where you get to the root of how you feel and when you feel the best. And I think that will show you where you need to spend more of your energy. Keep creating space, always the motto. Oh, and I said this on social media recently, and I feel like it helped a lot of people. Let people be good to you and let the other people be. Okay, a few quick things before you guys go. Thank you for watching the full video, by the way. I really appreciate that. So going forward, I'm really excited about this series because it allows you guys to ask questions and us to get a little more personal. I mean, we always get personal, but get a little more personal, So the future episodes will have multiple questions. I felt like this specific episode just needed to be about what it was about. It just felt necessary to honor faith and sexuality in a way that felt direct. But in the future, the episodes will have multiple questions being asked. You can ask your question via my email. It's on the screen. I try to go in order, but it gets a little random. Don't forget to subscribe. Subscribe. We are trying to get to 100,000 subscribers by the end of the year. I know it's a big feat, but I mean, come on, we can do it. And yeah, so I will see you guys in the next episode. I already said keep creating space, but what's saying it again gonna hurt, Keep creating space. All right, peace, y'all.